Today, we cover Warren Buffett's entry into the crypto market, as well as how we maintain a 90% win percentage in the crypto market. Let's get to it. Here. Thanks for tuning in. Every day on this channel, we try to make you a better crypto trader by showing you price action trading techniques from a long and short-term perspective. We also drop tutorials, lots of different content on this channel. If you're looking to be a better crypto trader, please go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and bell button so that you're notified whenever we do drop content. First thing that we're going to talk about today is Sir Buffett invests $1 billion in Bitcoin-friendly neobank. Dumps Visa and MasterCard stocks. So let's go ahead and get into this one here. The Oracle of Omaha now has more companies in its portfolio that have direct and indirect exposure to Bitcoin and similar cryptocurrencies. So you may or may not have heard that Brazil is pretty well ahead of America when it comes to Bitcoin ETFs. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway dumped a portion of its Visa and MasterCard holdings and increased exposure in Nubank, the largest fintech bank in Brazil that's also popular amongst the country's Bitcoin investors. Okay, so basically he put $1 billion worth of money into Nubank Class A stock in Q4 of 2021. You would have thought we would have heard about this last year, but we didn't. On the other hand, it also sold $1.8 billion and $1.3 billion of Visa and MasterCard stock. It shows that Warren Buffett, who's probably one of the oldest, most respected investors on the planet Earth, is in Bitcoin now. Indirect exposure, but we'll take it for what it's worth. The veteran investor also had downplayed emerging decentralized finance solutions like Bitcoin BTC, ridiculing it as an asset that does not create anything. He also called it rat poison. He had a very negative view on Bitcoin a while ago, but it seems that he has changed his mind, and we're happy to see that. Basically, in July of 2021, he invested around $500 million, and then he followed up in Q4 with another $1 billion. Okay, so this shows us that, you know, these guys are ready to play. If the US doesn't get on board with some of these ETFs and starts approving some of these things, they're going to go other places. Easy Invest, a trading platform that Nubank acquired in September 2020, has been actively offering a Bitcoin exchange ETF since June of 21. Okay, so as soon as that ETF came out, it was ball game for Warren Buffett. He said, let's go. This is primarily because of the growth of crypto-related investment products in 2021. Notably, their numbers doubled in a year. So it went from 35 to 80 products in 2021. Okay. And the total valuations of the assets they held reached 63 billion versus 24 billion at the start of 2021. So the institutional money is coming in. They're looking for products that are safer than just, say, buying Bitcoin, because no one really knows what's going to happen with the Bitcoin price. But if they're offered through investment vehicles like ETFs, it makes these older heads a lot more inclined to jump into the market. You want the old money in Bitcoin. Right now, I think it's still a lot of new money, young money. Okay, younger investors who are willing to take a chance and take a risk at something that may benefit them 20, 30 years out. That's the majority of the Bitcoin investor. Okay, when you think about it. But you want the old guard money as well. You get a trickle of that coming into this. You're going to see prices reach different levels that we haven't really anticipated before. All right. And I think it's coming. You do have people like Emily Portnoy, Chief Financial Officer at the Bank of New York Mellon Corp., who says that digital assets could become a meaningful source of revenue for investment banking firms as Bitcoin investment vehicles become more mainstream. Of course. All right. Now, we always have to be wary whenever banks get their hands on something. They typically tend to ruin it. So, you know, the cryptocurrencies themselves will survive. How banks tend to deal with them is going to be a totally different story. I'm pretty sure they're going to create some pretty bad investment vehicles as well. All right. So people should be aware of that. Leah Wall, chief executive of the crypto asset manager Valkyrie Investments, also said that this is a phenomenon that is starting to take off. All right. So if Warren Buffett's in the game, man, then, you know, even indirect exposure is bound to increase the positive sentiment that may push more investors into this space. All right, so very positive news when it comes to crypto. There are a couple of other news. Well, there's really just one other news event that we wanted to talk about, which is Axelar. Okay, establishes unicorn status, mainnet launch impending. This is very interesting because this may be the only crypto that has really started to crack the code when it comes to interoperability. All right, so they were founded in early 2020 by inaugural teams, members of Algorand and esteemed MIT graduates. Axelar is an infrastructure protocol that fosters interoperable connectivity between blockchain platforms, decentralized applications, and associated functionalities. This is major. We're going to pay attention to this name with intent over the next few years because we think that if they're able to actually pull this off and help to bridge things like Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, Polkadot, and all of these other layer ones, then they are off to a rocket ship start. All right, so this is a name that you want to pay attention to. After securing mainnet integrations, platforms such as Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, Polkadot, in addition to the upcoming release of the Axelar SDK, developers will have the ability to build applications to become accessible across all networks within the Axelar system. This is basically joining all of these guys together so that they can basically find the best pools of liquidity for whatever apps they're developing. All right, this is big for developers. This is big for the crypto space in general, because now developers will be able to really gauge where they want to go and set up their applications, and then also work that interoperability between different chains. Primary focus is to provide universal interoperability with minimal risk, and that the funds will be used to continue building the core network functionalities and scaling integrations with more blockchains and applications. All right, so very big news. We're going to witness the development of singular universal infrastructures that help blockchain ecosystems achieve the true interoperability, taking the industry a step closer to mainstream adoption. All right, so there was a video that I was working on that I never actually dropped. It was about predictions for 2022, and this was one that I sort of pointed out. Not Axelar in particular, but the fact that all of these chains need to start to become interoperable. Once they do that, then things will change in regards to the crypto landscape. You're going to be able to go to one place and, use things on Ethereum and stay in that same place and essentially go use things on Polygon. This is what we're trying to achieve, right? When it comes to applications, dApps, and all of these different things that we're trying to get built up into the crypto space. All right, so two very interesting pieces of news there today on Mr. Buffett as well as Axelar. Let's take a look at the sentiment of the market really quickly, and then we'll break down an actual trade that we took today. Fear and Greed Index currently sitting at 46. Yesterday it was 46. The market is still neutral. Nothing's really changed there. When it comes to Bitcoin futures, all right, we said that we wanted to see support right on this 13 EMA, and that's what we're starting to get. All right, so this bounce right here that we saw earlier today in New York, and seems like it's being maintained, although prices were down a bit today. This is what we want to see long term. Okay, so seeing this on a daily gives us bullish vibes. The only thing that's sort of concerning is that the open interest is falling off a bit. All right, and also your larger speculators are still below that zero line, meaning that they're net short. Okay, and I would think that this is probably anticipation of what they're going to do with the Fed rates by March. Okay. We had said this in early January that based on the factors of the market, the employment rate, number of other factors, we had to watch those to see if they were actually going to raise those rates. And seems like those factors are pushing them in the direction to raise the rates. Inflation's up. There's a lot of different things that, at the end of the day makes me lean towards them raising those rates. Now, how much they'll raise them is always the question. People are guessing anywhere from 25 basis points to 1 basis point, like one whole entire percentage. Okay. And in all reality, guys, I don't think that would really affect the market too bad. In all reality, I mean, what's 1% interest rate next to zero? People will still, get involved at those rates. All right, let's take a look at the Elder Ray. Seems like the bulls have maintained power, right? So the one thing we were a bit worried about yesterday was that the bears started to swing below the zero line. Looks like they're cooperating today above the zero line. So this does give us more bullish outlook. When it comes to the money flow, a little bit of money coming out of the market, but not much. I think the influx here has supported the market. And we're going to take a look at a few levels today on a number of different coins to see what the actual outcome, what we think is going to happen over the course of the next couple of weeks leading up into FOMC. And as you can see, we did go through a round of distribution this morning, and it starts to look like we are accumulating once again at these levels. All right, so let's take a look at the Bitcoin charts. Take a look at the crypto charts. We really do want to take a deeper dive into price action today on the 5-minute chart to show you guys a trade that we actually took. All right, so on the Bitcoin 5-minute chart, all right, we're going to classify this trade as a scalp, and you can see it here on the 5-minute chart. This is what we were looking at. All right, so if we were to zoom this out to say a 15-minute to get a better perspective, right, we're going to show you guys that this is really a microcosm of all of the different things that we've been talking about over the past few videos. All right, so what we want to showcase here is how we were able to enter short, why we got out in areas that we got out, and how we protected ourselves against this up move here. Okay, now this up move did take us out of the trade, and in a way that was a bit of a mistake because as you can see, price is going back in the direction of the short position that we took. But all in all, right, this does translate into 2 more wins that we add to our win percentage just for this demo account that we started. Okay, so again, what we like to say is don't pay attention to the profit. Pay attention to the actual results, okay? If you can maintain a 95%, 92% win percentage, guys, there's no way that you will go broke ever again in your entire life. This is why this is important for people to at least take into consideration the things that we're talking about, because we use the same 2 premises every single time when we talk about the market. Where's the liquidity? Where's the imbalance in the market? Where will price go? Where will it turn around? Okay, same basis on every single trade that we take, and it doesn't matter if it's a long-term daily chart or if it's a 5-minute chart. Okay, so we're on a 15-minute here. Let's walk you through actually on a 1-minute so you guys can see this step for step and what we were actually thinking. All right, and it's actually spaces things out quite nicely so we can get a view. All right, so how do we take this trade? Price did push down and it came up to snatch liquidity to the left-hand side that we were looking at here. Okay, so think about this, you know, all of these different candles are just 1 minute in price action. So you have a lot of volatility here, right? Price going up, price going down. But once we saw that price set a high relatively equal to this high and it broke through it and then immediately just turned around, okay, you got that spike and then boom. We saw this as an overextension in price on the upwards movement. All right, so we were able to easily just kind of watch price action move. And then once this second down push started, we took the short. Price sort of sat sideways and then it started to move in our direction. So when it started to move in our direction, we placed the stop loss about right here, okay? And price continued to flow that way. All right, so eventually we moved our stop loss to this position right above this high. And as you can see, price continued to move down. We took partial profit here, okay? And you can tell that these are things and actual buttons that we're pushing by these little red arrows and blue arrows, okay? So this little red arrow here, okay, that I'm circling, that's the entry. The exit is here. So we're doing this on Paper Trading and TradingView. You can set this up for free. It's very easy for you to practice trading in the market. And we'll actually do a tutorial on how to set this up. It's pretty simple to do. And this actually will help you in regards to trying to find areas to take positions, eliminating emotions out of the trade. There's a lot of different things that you can do once you start to paper trade. Partial close here, took half of the position off. Okay, this is just me taking profits. I left the rest in. And as you can see, I took it right sort of at the peak point where price turned around. Okay, so here was the perfect level to take profit. We took the profit, price turned around on us, and then it took us out once it reached for our stop loss here. Okay, so this is the trade from top to bottom. And what we're going to show you guys is that the same rules apply on the long-term charts versus the short-term charts. Where you get in, where you get out can all be equated to 2 things. Where is the liquidity? Where is the imbalance in price? Where's the market pushing price or pulling price to? All right. Once you answer these questions in your mind, you can easily hit these buttons to get in and out of trades very quickly, very effectively on the 5-minute, 1-minute, 15-minute chart if you're scalping. Okay. So just a recap of it. We entered short here, placed our stop loss below where our entry was. And the reason why we placed it here below our entry is because once we're up in the trade, if the market turns around on us, we don't want to be the victim of that, right? We'll take the short profits. We'll take the 5-second moves that, you know, push down in our favor and then automatically reverse against us. As long as we're taking something out of the market, we were successful today. Okay. As long as we're taking something out of the market, you can maintain the 90%. Okay. But if you allow yourself to sit in the trade and just price just runs and runs and runs against you, that's where you're going to hurt your portfolio. That's when you're going to get into the mind state of just let me hold on to this because it's going to turn around. It won't. All right. It won't turn around. It's going to keep going that way. It's going to keep putting you deeper and deeper and deeper into a loss, and you will eventually capitulate and sell that position. That's exactly the way that the market will work against you. And as soon as you do that, right, it's going to take off the other way. All traders can tell this story. So how do you avoid this? You move with the market, okay, at points when the market's overextended. All of this upwards movement had to come back sometime. When? Today, right? Today. And we picked the point when price was coming in. Basically, after a grab of liquidity, we entered this short to ride us down here, okay, to partial close right at the peak point, right? So if you people tell you all the time, you can't catch the bottom, you can't catch, we call it the bottom, okay? This is catching the bottom, guys, partial close. And then we got out halfway through, back up to the upside. So this is possible, folks, based off two simple methods, all right? So look above here, the video will pop up. You will see, you know, how we use imbalance and liquidity to actually get into and out of trades, why we actually took the profit here, because if you just look to the left, liquidity is grabbed here, right? So the same rules that apply to the top side also apply to the bottom side. The liquidity was grabbed here from these two lows, all right? Price has the rocket fuel to go higher. There's buyers in this market right now, okay? The bias is bullish. So this little move right here, it didn't have to take much liquidity, just break just below this line, and it's going to take a ride higher. All right, guys. So these are the things that we take advantage of in the market. And you can sit here and do this all day long once you become proficient with it. All right. So that's the scalp that we took today. Hopefully someone found some of this information a bit useful in order to start to build up their gravitas to do this. And I recommend getting yourself a paper trading account, because if you know how to paper trade, you can apply those skills to a live account and actually really turn up and make some money. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the daily charts, because after that, we'll go ahead and get up out of here. Should be a relatively quick video for today. All right, beautiful. Total crypto market cap is back above that 1.876 trillion. And you guys see, once it comes off of this line, right, it feels like there's strength in the market. And these are the things that we want to see. Okay, so if price breaks below the 1.87 trillion again, right, then we're going to be more in a bearish type of attitude. But today you can see break above it. It's almost a psychological thing, I think, at this point, right? But this line here at 1.876 seems to be the dividing line. Price dip below it, push right back up into a strong market, okay? So I think the market is still strong. We're getting closer to that $2 trillion point right now at 1.94, okay? And, you know, these are the things that we want to see. Taking a look at Bitcoin, as you guys can see, scale in, the scale out positions hit, and price is going right back to that scale out position. So you're taking some profit here. You got another opportunity to take it again. If in fact you are trading Bitcoin, actively buying and selling it, our position, as you guys know, is to hodl for the long term. All right, but you can see on the daily chart, Bitcoin is starting to break into these scale out positions. And what I would start to take a look at is if we maintain sort of a trend line here. Okay, so if Bitcoin were to come back down, will it bounce off of a trend line? What sort of channels and things are being created here in price? Just to get a gauge of when Bitcoin may change character, because right now it's moving bullish. Okay, so very optimistic when it comes to Bitcoin. Lots of buying activities. You heard the news about Warren Buffett. It just seems like there's more news coming out every day that boosts the case for this, okay, when it comes to cryptocurrency and larger institutions and investors getting involved. All right, so very nice day on Bitcoin, nice bullish push. Currently right now trading in a low premium zone when it comes to our standards at 44.053. All right, Ethereum, you can pretty much tell the same story, trading from a discount to a low premium zone here and bouncing under the scaling zone, pushing right back through it. Okay, so Ethereum, much more aggressive in regards to percentage gains and losses. Currently right now trading at 3115, $3,115 for Ethereum in a low premium zone. And as you guys know, anything under 2,500 for Ethereum, we think is a steal of a buy, and that's where we're looking to get in. All right, when we look at XRP, you can see accumulating here in these zones is a pretty good move under 86 cents. We still think that XRP will be able to break into this low premium zone for about $1.04 or better in the relatively, short amount of time, if in fact they do get over with this lawsuit. So you're seeing some accumulation in these areas here. You do have times where price does visit these high premium areas. So if you're scaling in here, right, getting out at the first sort of sight of a low premium area is a good area to start to take some profits here when it comes to XRP. But trading strong today, up through 3.34% in a discount zone. So we still think that this is a good accumulation area to take on some XRP. When it comes to Cardano, still near the bottom ends of the scale in zones. And we say anywhere around $1 is a good buy for Cardano. Let's just zoom in a little bit here to get a better perspective, right? So again, price comes to these levels, doesn't stay here long, gets wicked out of these areas, right? So really anything under $1.03 or maybe to $1, right? These are good areas to accumulate Cardano. It shows you that it doesn't want to stay here long. Whenever price does reach this area, it launches up. All right. So right now from $1 to 89.90 is where we're accumulating Cardano. Nice little push today, up about 4% in a discount zone. So we don't feel bad about accumulating here for Cardano. All right. When it comes down to Solana, these scale in positions also showing you some accumulation areas in the discount zone. Okay. So we will be buying some more Solana right now, currently at 101 bucks. If you would have gotten in near the bottom of these discount zones, you would be up right now in the actual trade. But again, these are more long-term hodl positions that you're going to take profit on once price does reach into these low premium zones, right? So you can play scale in positions from top to bottom as well, but for the most part, this is just areas where we like to accumulate. All right. So right now, Solana at $101 in a discount zone. We think it's definitely going to break into a low premium zone. Just need to give it some time here. All right, taking a look at AVAX, we see AVAX still showing us very, very, very bullish movement, up 9% today, right? So AVAX is something that is showing us that it doesn't want to stay in these discount zones for long. Once it comes here, it leaves here, right? Look at all of these wicks, leaves, right? Comes in, this was the market drop, brought all cryptos down that day, okay? Hits our scale in zones, leaves, okay? Discount zones, anything under 77 bucks for AVAX is a steal of a buy in our opinion. And we will be patient to see if it does come down to around the 60 buck level one day. But you look at all of this price action here, AVAX looks to be taking off in ways that it may not fall back into these discount zones really anytime soon. But if it does, anything under $77, we're taking it, right? AVAX currently trading at 90 bucks right now, looking very strong for the day. Okay, taking a look at Atom, also in a low premium zone. So we're not necessarily looking to accumulate, but as you guys can see, the place where we actually got in is this little thin blue line here. So our position is up again today with the bullish activity. So, the reason why we did take position in a low premium zone, again, breaking our own rules, is this upwards price movement here, right? Very aggressive price action when it comes to Cosmos. So anytime price dips near a discount zone, we feel pretty comfortable taking the trade. We see lows that are supporting us here. Is an imbalance to the bottom side. So we probably will take some profits if we do hit that scale out position, which could happen in the next, couple of days here, depending on how the market moves. All right, but Atom right now trading pretty nicely at 28 bucks in a low premium zone from a discount zone and up 5.85%. Looking at Polkadot in the discount zone, right? Accumulation near the scale in area here. And we definitely feel comfortable about taking some buys for Polkadot, at the current price that it's at right now. $19.51 in a discount zone, up today 6% though. Okay, so can see price doesn't spend very long here. Okay, it's going to jump up out of here. We want to see more price action pushing that higher up out of this area here, right, into a low premium zone. So we can see that the price action doesn't stay here for long. Will we get a bounce? Hopefully so for DOT. Okay, MATIC currently up right now 8.21% on the market in a low premium zone. And as you guys can see, from discount to low premium, price doesn't stay here for long. So anything under $1.50, goodbye for us when it comes to MATIC, currently trading in a low premium zone. We can be patient. We can wait for this and accumulate in areas that are beneficial for us. And again, MATIC, anything under $1.50 is a good buy, currently trading at $1.79. When it comes to Luna, also another good example of a scale in to scale out area that was hit. All right, so we're seeing if we can also take another position in Luna if it dips down below 53 bucks. We don't think it likes to stay in these discount areas for long. As you guys can see, it accumulated here, launched out, came back down, came out again. All right, now it looks like a third dip into the discount zone for a push out into a low premium zone where you're able to take some profits. Okay, so following the same rules as always, Luna currently trading right now at 56 bucks in a low premium zone, up 4% for the day. All right, taking a look at Harmony One, currently trading at 19 cents. All right, up 4.42% on the day. And our scaling levels are being respected, right? We know whenever price does drop down here, we can actually start to accumulate and go into some positions. All right, at 17.5 and 14 cents. All right, these are the areas where we're looking to get into Harmony One. We see price doesn't like to spend a lot of time here. If it does come down, this is where we're looking to get in. Really, anything under 20 cents we think is still a good buy when it comes to Harmony One. Price does not like to live in these areas for long. Okay, Fantom currently trading at $2.05. All right, and as you guys can see, price will dip into these discount zones and come right up out of here. So Fantom, anything under $1.83 seems like a good buy for us. Our real scale-in positions will be around $1.68 and $1.49, and we are patient enough to wait for these. We think that Fantom right now trading pretty strongly, as you can look at the previous price action. You know, we may not see these discount zones for very long if price does dip back into them. All right, so this is where we're looking to get into Fantom as well. Anything under $1.83 we think is a good buy. All right, let's talk about Chainlink, currently trading at $16.96 in a discount zone, and these are good accumulation areas we think for Chainlink. As you guys can see, we've been getting supported in these areas here as of late. All right, now thing about Chainlink is once it does break into a low premium zone, you do want to be a bit aggressive when it comes to taking profits, because as you guys can see, it comes into these zones and it doesn't stay here for long. All right, so just outlining this on the chart will give you a better perspective on what to do in taking profits. Okay, usually when prices rally and they go very high very quickly, that's the best time to take your profits, and it really doesn't matter what you're talking about. Nothing will continue to go up forever. Okay, when it comes to just price movement in general, you will always have retracements. You will always find bottoms and tops that get respected in price action and where it will return. All right, so you're seeing that here with Chainlink. You want to be careful once you cross into these low premium zones to make sure that you're taking some profit here. But Chainlink is looking very good today, up 6.65% on the day. All right, for CRV, we can see here scale in position was hit, and we're just sort of being patient for CRV. We know CRV has a lot of energy, right? It breaks out of these areas pretty quickly, and this is what we're expecting no less from CRV moving forward. Okay, so pretty good price action today, up 7.3% on the day. One of the bigger gainers here that we're tracking. So we're waiting for price to break into the low premium zone, hit the scale out zone before we start to take profit on that as well. But CRV looking pretty good today, trading at $3.11 in a discounted zone. So we're accumulating. Okay, last few coins here. We'll deal with the metaverse. We have Enjin token, again, at a discounted zone. Also trading within scale-in areas. Okay, so we're able to get in here at relatively good prices. We think Enjin token at $1.75 is a good scale-in position. As you guys can see, positions get hit, price runs away from them. All right, next scale-in position is a little higher at 232 in anticipation for price to break into the low premium zone, which we think is next for Enjin. All right, so $3 Enjin, definitely not out of the question. You see the previous price action here before, and this does show us a lot of bullish activity in the metaverse space. All right, which will continue, we're pretty sure. So Enjin looking really good today, trading at $1.90, up 8.69% on the day. Super big move. All right, Mana is our biggest gainer for today, and as you guys can see, discount zone to low premium zone. You visit the discount zone again, bye-bye. You get out of these areas very quickly when it comes to Mana. All right, again, we're looking at this little depression down here. Price did come down very hard to try to fill in a lot of this imbalance, so this makes us feel a lot better. But we do have scale in areas at these other areas of imbalance, just in case price decides to come back down here too. We think getting Mana somewhere around $1.50, $1 is a great buy. All right, so right now, price currently trading at $3.16 in a low premium zone. Mana up massively today, 11.57%. Very nice when it comes to Decentraland. Okay, Sandbox currently trading in a discounted zone. As you guys can see, scale in area hit, scale out area hit, price comes back down, gives you another shot to get in at a discount, and is creeping its way back into a low premium zone now. So Sandbox currently trading at $4.24, up 5%, 5.57% today. Very nice move. So the entire market's up. Everything is looking very bullish on the crypto space today. That makes me think that we're going to have more of a bearish Thursday and Friday, unfortunately. The reason why we say this is because usually in the beginning of the week, the crypto market usually likes to, give a fake out. So if it's bullish on Monday and Tuesday, by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you'll get more bearish activity. Okay, so that's actually the reason why we took the short today. If the market's going to start to range out, you know, we can start to play these ranges, and that's how we were able to work in a short today. When you're scalping, these are the type of positions that you can take every day. We will continue to update you guys on how we're doing in scalping, and whenever we do any type of demonstration trades on TradingView, we'll be sure to share them with you so that you guys can get insights into, you know, how we're actually trading and the moves that we're taking, and we can show you that this imbalance and liquidity talk isn't just nonsense, and we're actually making some things happen with this. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're working on the video format. We know that these videos can get pretty long, and we're trying to shorten them up pretty aggressively here, which is why we're covering a lot less coins. But what I think we're going to start to do is really start to hone in on a couple of other things. New opportunities in the market, how we do research, where we find things. Part of that is going to be a piece of this tutorial that we're working on for you guys. And part of that, we're trying to figure out a way to incorporate that into videos so that we can talk about new projects, what we think about them, not shilling anything, just our honest opinion about what we think about projects, right? We really think it's important for us to start to cover, you know, not just the top 10 coins, but also where we're finding opportunities as well, right? Where are the moonshots? These are the things that people really want to know. And these are the things that I think we need to start to incorporate more into the channels, daily coverage, you know, as well as these charts and how we're taking advantage of the market. All right. It's your boy Maestro. I think that's going to do it for today. Love y'all. Salute. We out of here. It's the long and short.